Welcome to the Influency Podcast. I'm Hadar, and this is episode number 280. And today we are going to do a year in review. Hello. How are you doing? I'm recording this podcast episode at the end of 2022. I feel like it's like the fifth time that I said that. Not about 2022. At the end of each year, there is a video that I create or a podcast episode where I say, I'm recording this at the end of 2021, 2020, 2019, 2018, since I started creating content more consistently and started my YouTube channel. And I always like to acknowledge the end of the year because personally, I always reflect on the passing year and I plan, and I find it to be a festive time in my life to just think. So I always like to do it publicly with my audience. And this year is no different. So today I'm going to share with you my year in review, as well as share some questions that I invite you to reflect on yourself so you can review your year as well and plan for the coming year. And in this episode, I share with you my wins and successes and achievements, and I would love to hear about yours. And since it's a podcast, there is nowhere where you can share it with me as you're listening, but you can send me a DM on Instagram if you want to share it with me, some of the answers to those questions at hadar.accentsway or below the video on my YouTube channel. I'm going to link to that because I think it's good to write it down and to also share it publicly, especially your achievements or your goals for 2023. So that's it. Now, if you want to join a live session that I'm going to have inside the Influency community about planning and setting yourself up for success in 2023, I'm going to have a live session inside the Influency community, my free community. So you're invited to join. You're invited to be a part of the Influency community if you're not there yet. That is going to take place in the first week of January. And there I'm going to be answering questions, and we're going to have some gifts for you, some free months and beyond, my membership, and access to Sprint Master. So that's an exciting opportunity to win those things and just to chill together and set some goals. So the link to join the Influencing community is going to be in the description as well. All right. So let's listen to today's episode.
So the first thing I want to talk about is gratitude. What are you grateful for this year? What was possible for you this year because of English? We are so used to complaining about our English and to think about how we are not satisfied with where we're at. So I want you to take a minute to think about what is working and what was working for you this year. So what are you grateful for this year? And I really want you to tie it into English and the things that were possible for you this year in English, even if it was just to speak confidently for 3 minutes about something that you are passionate about, right? We're not looking for big wins, and this is the most important thing. Gratitude could be about the small things. And honestly, if you can start practicing gratitude every day, thinking about the things that you're grateful for, thanks to your English, at the end of each day, you will start noticing your accomplishments and achievements a lot more. And that is so important for your English learning journey and process. The thing I'm most grateful for this year is being able to balance more between my life as an English language entrepreneur and as a teacher and as a mother, because I felt like I was more present at home with my daughters. I really prioritized some things inside my family. So that is a big win for me this year. And I'm also grateful that I got to meet many of my students in real life this year. So I'm so incredibly grateful for that. And of course, grateful for my entire community of students and followers, because this is what I live for. So I'm definitely grateful for that. The next thing I want you to reflect on is, what is your biggest lesson? What is something that you have learned this year? Could be something that you've learned the hard way, could be a good lesson that was an outcome of a process or a journey. Whatever that is, I want you to think about it. I want you to write it down. I want you to remember it. And if you can't remember something, then spend some time thinking about it, because I have no doubt that over the past 12 months, there were a few lessons that you've learned. I can share with you that one of my biggest lessons is to simplify, right? I tend to complicate things, and I really learned that in order for me to be able to move faster in anything, really, I have to simplify and really understand what is the most important thing that I want to focus on. Another thing that I've learned was that I really need to learn from my mistakes, because this year I have made some mistakes and then I repeated them, fully knowing that I'm doing something that I've already told myself not to do, and I'm doing it again. And guess what? It didn't work out. So even though I decided to give it a second chance, I should have trusted the initial lesson that I've learned. So when you learn a lesson, make sure you put it to practice. So anything that you come up with today, then make sure that you avoid doing that in 2023, or that you focus on doing that if it's a good lesson. The next thing I want you to do is to write all your achievements, or at least the most important achievements that you have had in 2022. All your wins, all the things that you're proud of. So make a list so that next time when the imposter syndrome kicks in, you can go back and look at it and say to yourself, well, I am actually doing pretty well. I don't need to worry so much. All right, so make sure you list all your achievements. And of course, I'd be happy to hear some of them in the comments below the video. Now, my biggest achievement, again, was the community meetup that we had in October in New York City. So I'm grateful for it, and I consider it as one of my biggest professional achievements. We've had more than 50 people come from all around the world, and it was really, really amazing. I have also launched New Sound, my signature program, twice in 2022, and we have enrolled incredible people. Our Beyond community is the strongest it has ever been. We are evolving inside my team. We are making changes. We are becoming a lot more organized. We have an incredible team that I'm so grateful for, and I feel like even though there were a lot of struggles this year with understanding how to manage it all and how to work together and who does what and all of that, that you need to take care of when you run a business, I feel like we have done a lot and we have accomplished a lot as a team. So I would definitely put it on my list of achievements. The next thing is about moving to the future and thinking about what you'd like to achieve in the next year, in 2023. So where would you like to be 12 months from today? Next year, when we're going to do this year in review, where would you like to be? What would you like to list as your accomplishments? What would you like to have achieved in 1 year? So it's not necessarily New Year's resolutions, but specific goals, measurable goals related to English that you would like to achieve in 2023. So the way I like to write goals sometimes is to write it in the present tense, as if I have already achieved them. So what I might write is, today is the end of December 2023, and I have achieved, and then, I list the things that I am planning to achieve. I want to use a language that would make it seem like it's possible, like I have already achieved it, right? And when I say it like that, it feels possible in my brain, even though it might be far from my reality, right? But I still want to create that space in my brain for that goal to exist. My goal for next year is to, yes, have another community meetup and even an in-person retreat, like a weekend with people from all around the world, just training and working and speaking together in English. I have big goals. But I also want to work less, and I want to be more present, even more present with my family. And in 2022, I said that I would start learning Arabic. I did not do it, did not accomplish that goal. So I'm going to set it as a goal for 2023. Again, cross your fingers for me. And the last thing is, who is the person you want to be in 2023? Now, I'm not saying that you need to change. That's not what I mean. It's just, I think it's important to know how you want to feel every day when you wake up. I think it's important to know what parts of your personality would you like to explore that maybe are not explored fully, or maybe you feel like there are parts in you that you don't allow yourself to express. And that is what I want you to focus on when you journal about who you want to be and how you want to feel. For me, I want to feel centered. I want to feel calm. Like sometimes when a lot of things are happening in the business and life, and I feel overwhelmed. So I feel like I want to be able to handle it all without letting it get to me too much. Now, I am getting a lot better because I'm totally not the person I used to be 5 years ago. But at the same time, I think there's always, it's always good to strive for more. So that's what I'm hoping. And I want to be more organized. I want to be on schedule. I definitely want to be in better control of my time, better time management. And I want to be the kind of person who is not drawn into negativity online and social media, because that could suck up all your time. And, I prefer to spend that time differently. And I mostly want to be content and happy no matter what happens. I think that when I understand that happiness is just a state and it's not dependent on external circumstances, then I think anything is possible. So that is the person that I want to be in 2023. And I would love to hear, who is the person that you want to be in 2023? All right, that's it. So I'm going to list those questions. If you haven't had a chance to write those down, in the description below. It's also on my website. So feel free to get them and journal and share with me your answers. You can send me a DM at hadar.accentsway on Instagram, or you can send us an email at hello@hadarshemesh.com. We would love to hear from you. So thank you so much. I hope you had a lovely year. And even if not, then I hope that moving forward, things are going to be better and you will start fulfilling yourself and accomplishing your goals and dreams. Have a beautiful, beautiful beginning of the new year. And I cannot wait to see you next year in 2023. Bye.